Hi, I'm going to make you a quick video about homework 3 so it can help you with what you need to do. So I'm in 3.13. If you see, it's the terminology of probability. So let me go question by question and tell you what it's looking for. So for number 1, it's looking for the sample space when you have a choice of crust and you can pick one topping. For this one, do not put commas. All they want is the letters and then space between each of the ones you're finding for each sample space. For number 2, it wants you to list the samples. And for this, when you list them, you do need to put them in the parentheses, but don't put a comma outside the parentheses, just put a space, kind of like it's written up here. So for this one is looking for the sum of two whole numbers is even. So based on the sample space, you want to see which of these, if you add together, like 1 plus 1 is 2, so that would be one of your ones. And you go through here and determine all the ones which are even, and then you put them there because that's the event of it. So for this one, it's the event B is the first number is a prime. And remember, 1 is not prime. So again, all these would be gone, but you'd start here with 2 and list which are prime. So for down here, it wants to find the event A is the sum of the two whole numbers is even. Find the probability. Well, you already found the event up here in number 2. So all you do is count those up and divide it by the number of ordered pairs here to get your number for probability. And it wants it as a decimal in 2 places. Event B, you're going to go back up here to number 3 and do the exact same thing. You're going to find all the ordered pairs you put, count those up, and then divide them by all the ordered pairs in the sample space. So now here you're doing the probability of A and B. But remember, you've already done all the work up in 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you get confused what the probability of A and B is, go into the PowerPoints because I took great links to make you examples that you can follow. The same for A or B. Remember, A or B means it's can be an A or B. And if there's overlap, you need to get rid of it because you only want one example for each ordered pair. You can't have duplicates because that will affect your probability. For number 8, it's the probability of B complement, which is basically everything that is not in B. So, and then for 9, go look in the PowerPoints because this is the probability of A given B. And then this one is the probability of B given A. And there's an example that you're going to use for this one up here in 9. So it's going to be the probability of A and B divided by the probability of B, where this one is the probability of AB divided by the probability of A. So go ahead and I would print out the notes or make really good notes of the PowerPoints, and this will help you walk through it. Again, if you have issues with it, let me know. I'm going to minimize this one. Let me go back, and I'm going to go through the next one. So for 3.2, this one is looking for stuff. For the first one, it's without replacement. So without replacement means I took 4 cards, like I took my first card out and I didn't put it back in the deck. I put it to the side. So it cannot be accounted for again because it's already out of the deck. And it wants you to look at these answers and see which one would be an outcome that is done without replacement. And you're going to have 2 answers, not just one. So for down here, you've got a box with 2 balls, one white and one red. We select one ball, put it back in the box, and select a second ball. So that means we're doing this with replacement. So I take a ball out of the box, I record what it is, and I put it back down. So for that, you're looking at different scenarios, like let A be the event of getting a white ball twice. B is let G getting 2 balls of different colors. I made an example that might help you, so let me show you what I did. So this is called a tree diagram, and I apologize, it's not the best quality, but so right here, I'm here, the W and the R, this is the first draw that I make. So if I stick my hand into the draw, I can get a white or a red ball, and then I'm going to put it back in. And then based on what I got from my first one, it really doesn't matter because remember I'm doing with replacement. I can draw again a white or a red or a white or a red. And I'm doing this way because this was my first draw, this was my second draw. And this gives me all the outcomes of having two draws. So if my first ball I got out was a white, then my next ball could be a white or a red, which I have here. It's white, white, or white, red. If the first ball I pulled out was red, then I can have a red, white, or a red, red. This will help you when you go to the homework if you can have it both going, like the video and maybe your homework. Because look, it says, what is the event of getting the white ball twice? So if I look here, if I go W, W, I don't have any more W, W. So that means it's 1 out of 4 or 0.25 because that is the outcome of getting two whites. So let's look at the next one. The event of getting two balls of different colors. Okay, well, this gets interesting. It can't be the white white. It can be the white red, and it can be the red white, but not the red red. So that's why I did that. So go ahead and work with these and see if you understand it. And then it's going to ask you mutually exclusive and independent. That is all in the PowerPoint of 3.2 because there are things you have to do to show if it's independent or mutually exclusive. So, like, two events are independent if the following are true. And you've got to go look at those. So they're on the first slide for 3.2. And then for mutually exclusive, it means that A and B do not share any outcomes, and the probability of A and B is 0. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at these two probabilities, like for this one, F and G, to see if it's mutually exclusive, and you're going to answer that question. So it's going to be, is the probability of F and G, does that equal 0? If not, if it does, then it is mutually exclusive. And that's how you're going to answer it, yes or no. And you're going to do the same for the independent. So that's 3.2. So let's keep going and let's do 3.3. Oops, I'm going to minimize this. Okay, so I'm going back to 3.3 and let's share this one. Okay, so 3.3 is the first one. You are going to make the sample space, and it's going to be like, suppose you have 9 cards, 6 are green, 3 are yellow. The green cards are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 3 are numbered 1, 2, 3. And so what you're going to do is remember, you're going to put like G1, Y1, and it wants you to put commas between that. So go ahead and do that. It wants you to give all the sample space. And then it wants you to find the probability of G, and it wants it as a fraction. So you're going to look at all your G's and then divide that by your total sample space. And then this is the probability of G given E. Remember, that's a formula, and we've gone over it. We did it in the last homework, so you can use it again. And here's the probability of G and E, the probability of G or E, and then the probability of, are they mutually exclusive? You did this in the last homework. It's just carrying over to see if you understand it. Now, question 2 is a little bit different. You actually have a table. So for this one, it's saying, find the probability a musician is female. Okay, so all these are musicians, but you want to find out if she's female. So it's pretty easy to do. You're just going to look at your female and put it over the total. Okay, and then down here, your musician is male and has private instruction. So you're going to look at he's male and does he have private instruction? And then down here, you're going to see the musician is female or is self-taught. So here's the self-taught and here's the female. I'm going to warn you now, if you look at the total, like this one is 17 plus 12 equals 29. That's the total of the self-taught. Be careful when you make your final calculations because you might include that and you don't want to do that. So that is 3.3. All you have for chapter 3 is 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3. I hope this helped. And again, if you have questions when you're doing the homework, hit the button and say, I need help on this one. But what I would really like you to do is show me what you did to get that answer, or show me where you think you need to start, because the more information you give me, the best I can help you. Thanks.